Golden Iris Productions presents From Coulomb to Newton, An Algebraic Path to the Gravitational Constant by Mark F. Dennis. This presentation explores a mathematical pathway connecting electromagnetism and gravity through the structure of fundamental constants. Abstract. We present a step-by-step derivation showing how Coulomb's constant and vacuum electromagnetic parameters can be algebraically transformed into the gravitational constant g. Using only standard identities, Coulomb's law, the relation between permittivity and permeability, the fine structure constant, and the Planck length, we show that the expression Planck length squared times c cubed over h bar emerges naturally, and numerically this is equal to g. Each step is simple, but together they reveal a deeper structural connection.
Introduction. Coulomb's law governs forces between electric charges. Newton's law governs forces between masses. At first glance, they describe completely different interactions, but both follow an inverse square law and both encode properties of the vacuum through constants. The goal here is not to prove a physical unification, but to demonstrate an algebraic pathway, showing how these constants are interconnected. Starting point: Coulomb's constant. We begin with Coulomb's constant. K equals 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught. This defines the strength of the electric force between charges. Numerically, K is approximately 8.99 times 10 to the 9th. This constant encapsulates how the vacuum responds to electric fields and will serve as our starting point. Step 1. Inversion of Coulomb's constant. We invert Coulomb's constant. 1 over K becomes 4 pi epsilon naught. This simple step brings epsilon naught into the numerator, which prepares it for substitution using known electromagnetic identities. Numerically, this value is about 1.11 times 10 to the minus 10.
Step 2. Multiplying by a radial factor. Next, we introduce a radial scaling factor, r squared. Then we make a symbolic substitution. R squared transitions to 1 over q squared. This shifts the dependence from spatial scale to charge scale. The expression now becomes 4 pi epsilon naught over q squared. Numerically, this grows to approximately 4.33 times 10 to the 27th. Step 3. Converting vacuum permittivity. We now use a fundamental identity from electromagnetism. Epsilon naught equals 1 over 4 pi mu naught c squared. Substituting this in transforms the expression into 1 over mu naught c squared q squared. This step shifts the description from electric properties to magnetic and relativistic ones. Step 4. Multiplying by c to the 4th. We multiply the expression by c to the 4th. This simplifies to c squared over mu naught q squared. This step increases the dimensional scale, bringing us closer to an energy-like structure. Numerically, the value becomes extremely large, on the order of 10 to the 60th.
Step 5. Converting the speed of light. Now we rewrite c squared again, using the identity c squared equals 1 over epsilon naught mu naught. Substituting gives 1 over epsilon naught mu naught squared q squared. We also preserve the factor of 4 pi. Now everything is expressed purely in terms of vacuum constants and charge. Step 6. Introducing the Planck length. At this stage, we introduce the Planck length. This is where gravity enters the picture. The expression becomes 4 pi times Planck length squared over epsilon naught mu naught squared q squared. The Planck length encodes the gravitational constant by definition, so this step creates a bridge between electromagnetism and gravity. Step 7. Multiplying by the fine structure constant.
Now we introduce the fine structure constant, alpha. Alpha contains charge, Planck's constant, and the speed of light. When multiplied in, it cancels key terms, 4 pi, q squared, and epsilon naught. What remains is a remarkably simple expression, Planck length squared times c cubed over h bar. Numerically, this evaluates to 6.674 times 10 to the minus 11. This is exactly the gravitational constant g. Final identity. We arrive at the final result. Planck length squared times c cubed over h bar equals g. This is not an assumption. It emerges directly from the algebra. Conclusion. We have shown that a sequence of standard identities can transform Coulomb's constant into the gravitational constant. This is not a physical theory of unification, but an algebraic pathway. Even so, it highlights a deep structural relationship between electromagnetic constants, Planck-scale quantities, and gravity. Acknowledgements. This work is part of ongoing exploration into possible electromagnetic interpretations of gravitation and the deeper structure of physical constants. To be continued.